As you can see in today's meeting, it is a meeting of not just people from Kogi East, but people from all over Kogi State. We are gathered to share with you our resolutions after a very keen deliberation. And this is the communique that we have to issue to you. And I read as follows. Communique issued at the end of the meeting of Kogi State Forum of Concerned Citizens held on 22nd April 2024 at Abuja. The Kogi State Forum of Concerned Citizens met in Abuja on the 22nd April 2024 to review issues concerning the state, region, and the ongoing efforts of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, to bring the former governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Yahyah Bello, to justice and to answer allegations of embezzlement of over 84 billion leveled against him and others. The forum noted the slow pace in bringing Yahyah Bello to justice, but however commended the EFCC for rising to the occasion this time around to bring him and others to justice in response to the numerous petitions against him and our previous calls and calls of other well-meaning Kogais and Nigerians. The forum regrettably noted the arrogant resistance to arrest put forward by the former governor, Alhaji Yahyah Bello, which tallies with his posturing and crass behavior that he is above the law and can do and undo in all situations, believing that he can always buy everyone in Nigeria as long as his umbilical cord is connected to Kogi Treasury. As we speak, I want to bring to your notice that he has started mobilizing people to protest all over Nigeria. He has mobilized people in Lagos about 2-3 days ago. Today, he has also mobilized people in Kogi State. Every local government is given 3 buses to assemble in Lokoja to demonstrate and to tell EFCC not to arrest Bello. This is his stock in trade, and that is the part he's going again. He believes that he's above the law and that there is no institution in Nigeria that can question him about his 8 years in Kogi State. And I believe that the law of Nigeria is being put to test by his confrontation, and will continue to watch as the events unfolds. The forum further noted that the disgraceful actions of Nigeria police officers attached to Alhaji Yahyah Bello by forcefully preventing the EFCC from performing her lawful duties and draw the attention of Inspector General of Police to our various press releases concerning the activities of Kogi State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Bertrand Onoha, who has subjugated law and order in the state to the whims and caprices of Yahyah Bello. It is now glaring that he has reduced the state police command to the private army of Yahyah Bello. We commend the Inspector General of Police, the IGP, for proactive reaction to the unethical conduct of Bello's security aides. We implore him to carry the same disciplinary measure on the CP of Kogi State, that is Bertrand Onoha, who has been at the root of misconduct of policemen in Kogi State. Nigerians may not have come to the end of unethical conduct of policemen in Kogi State as long as Bertrand Onoha remains the CP of Kogi State. You will recall that this same Bertrand Onoha took along policemen, thugs, and other security agencies to Wanyigba prior the election, attacked the home of our campaign director, killed 2 policemen and 2 civilians, and labeled them as terrorists. Unknown to him, he didn't understand that the people he has killed are policemen that he himself has attacked to the director of campaign. So he has admitted openly that he committed murder. Committed murder because these people were there lawfully on duty and they were killed. Since then, we have been appealing to the Inspector General of Police to do something concerning Bertrand Onoha, yet nothing has been done. We want to use this forum again to appeal to him, to see reason in what we are saying, that there's a need to call Bertrand Onoha and let him go through the due process of disciplinary measures as the rules of the police and the laws and the constitution of this country permits. The forum commended His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, for his war against corruption and abuse of office by public officers and his doggedness in maintaining the sanctity of law and order, irrespective of who is involved. The forum further commended Mr. President for not allowing himself to be hoodwinked by the yesterday haters, turned his bootlickers now that they found themselves in a very tight corner. As a man of many parts, Mr. President has proven that he has a memory of an elephant. The forum noted the disgraceful, shameful, and illegal manner Governor Ododo of Kogi State smuggled Yahyah Bello from the Benghazi street home, thereby obstructing the course of justice, since the service to his master is more important to him than the oath of office he has taken. The forum invites Nigerians, and indeed the whole world, to note the reason why former Governor Yahyah Bello had to criminally pre-fill the INEC result sheets and commit heinous electoral malfeasance in favor of Ododo to be declared winner of the state governorship election held on 11th November 2023. You see, there is nothing wrong having a successor, but there is everything wrong having an unfit successor. Having a successor is not for the purpose of coming to cover your evil works or your embezzlement. It is to improve on what a governor that is living has done. But in the case of Kogi State, the purpose is to cover. And the acts of the Governor Ododo, since he came in, is very, very glaring. His purpose is to cover the embezzled money of Kogi people, and that cannot be taken by Kogi people. that since Ododo was sworn in as governor of the state, despite the outcry of decent Kogais, he abandoned the Kogi State Government House for Yahyah Bello to maintain his full complementary staff. All the people he had as governor are still with him and are working for him. Retain his office. He still goes to his office as if he is the sitting governor. He still remains in his official residence, where we call Presidential Lodge. That's where he stays, and that is where he is still staying. So if this is allowed to be, what do you call it? Is this not a third tenure? So these are the things he continues to do. He puts the law and the Constitution of Nigeria to test all the time, finding new ways to manipulate the law. And I'm sure this time around, it will not work. It will certainly not work. He will not have his third tenure as he has planned by himself. The people of Kogi State and Nigerians and those who are protecting the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will not permit this to happen. He is still in his official residence and he continues to enjoy the paraphernalia of his office as though he is on his third term, and thus providing sanctuary for him to evade arrest or be held accountable for his past misdeed as governor. The forum further drew the attention of INEC to the case of double registration brought against Yahyah Bello, of which INEC confirmed same to be true, but could not prosecute him because of the immunity he enjoyed as governor that time, but promised to prosecute him in accordance with the extant law at the end of his tenure. That the INEC should commence the prosecution against former Governor Bello without further delay as deterrent to other lawless and desperate politicians. As you know, it is not permitted for anyone to register twice or more than one time in an election or in the process of voting. But I was an eyewitness to the double registration. If you look at the pictures as presented that time, it is the office of the governor of Kogi State. I was the city deputy governor. And I cautioned them that this registration is going to be a problem. The then law officer of the state advised him that it doesn't mean anything. I said, it means so much. But today, we are face to face with it. I am a living witness to that double registration, and at the right time, we'll do the needful. The forum further drew, the forum further noted the continuous emasculation of the state judiciary and legislature in the power structure of the state. The state judiciary has surrendered itself to the state government, hence becoming an avenue for the procurement of frivolous injunctions to further frustrate the fight against corruption that crippled the judiciary itself. That the state judiciary recently succumbed to former Governor Bello's pressure to recommend his wife and relatives to be appointed as judges of the state high court. This is a woman that had never practiced law since her call to bar. Is this a thing that should be? Today, the state judiciary that ought to be the beacon of hope for justice to everyone is at its knees, begging for the instruction from former Governor Bello and Governor Dudu to pervert justice. The same goes for the state legislature that is now a mere rubber stamp for executive rascality in the state. The concept of separation of the former Governor Bello and by extension to Governor Ododo. We call on National Judicial Council to carefully look at the laws and rules